Hello students, in this video we are going to see hepatic portal system. We'll discuss on hepatic portal system. So before that we'll see the systemic circulation, how it goes on. So the first is, here's your heart. From the heart the arteries will carry the blood, oxygenated blood, to your tissues. So these are your tissues and these are your arteries. Okay, so then what happens is, now your arteries, okay, they branches off and they will be converted into small, narrow diameter capillaries. So they are called as capillaries. And after that the exchange will take place. For example, from this capillary, the arteries will carry O2 rich blood and they are also nutrient rich. Okay, so they will provide oxygen and the nutrients to your tissues, and in return they will take waste products and carbon dioxide that are formed from the tissues. Then all these capillaries, they will rejoin together, they will reunite together, and they will form another blood vessel. Okay, so the blood vessel, this is called as vein, and this blood vessel will carry the deoxygenated blood to your heart. Okay, so this is the system. But now we'll see what happens in portal system. Here in this portal system, if suppose this is your heart, okay, so heart is carrying the oxygenated blood to your organ. Okay, let's suppose this is your organ 1. Okay, so by conventional way this blood will be not sent. Okay, the blood, here I am showing it by the dotted lines, the blood will not be sent to your heart back with the help of veins. So what will happen here, I'll call this as a capillary bed. Okay, so what happens is, the blood, okay, it will be drained from one capillary bed to another capillary bed. Okay, so I'm drawing here organ 2. Okay, and finally the capillary bed, the blood will be drained from one capillary bed to another capillary bed, and from this organ the blood will be sent to your heart. Okay, so here what organ 2, here I have written that is hepatic means what, here your organ 2 will be your liver, and here your organ will be 1 will be your gastrointestinal tract. Okay, gastrointestinal tract includes stomach and intestine, and here it comes pancreas, okay, and spleen. So all these will form organ 1. Okay, so here uh, so the capillaries, the capillaries from this gastrointestinal tract, pancreas and the spleen, so they will connect, okay, the capillaries with liver. So what, from the heart, the arteries, okay, they will provide the oxygenated blood to gastrointestinal tract, pancreas and spleen. And from when this capillaries, okay, from these arteries, when the capillaries will be formed, the capillaries of these organs will connect with the capillaries of this liver. Now we'll see what is the objective that is behind this hepatic portal system. So if you see, this is your heart. From the heart, here it will go, let's suppose it is going to your gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so gastrointestinal tract means what, for example stomach, okay, or small intestine. So here is the place where your food gets digested. Whatever the food, whatever the complex food that you eat, it will get converted into simple food. So in the gastrointestinal tract, the arteries, now they will require oxygen. Okay, so oxygen will be provided to your, from your heart to the gastrointestinal tract. So here the digestion will take place, and the nutrients will be absorbed. Okay, now from this, the nutrients that have got absorbed, all the metabolic products that are formed, it will go to liver. Okay, so here what happens is the further processing takes place. If suppose you are taking some medications, now the medicines, they are the chemicals, they cannot be digested. So here liver plays important role in detoxification. So in detoxification, what it does is it converts, okay, it converts harmful products, okay, into harmless products. So it is very very important for detoxification. Whatever, if suppose people are consuming alcohol or they are taking medication, so all these medicines, they'll be detoxified, okay, with the help of liver. The another role that it plays is, suppose a person is on a high protein diet, okay, high protein diet, then what happens, the here your carbohydrates will be converted into glucose, fats will be converted into fatty acid, then proteins will be converted into amino acids. But suppose a person is having on a high protein diet, then the amino acids, okay, here the amino acids, the excess amino acids that have stored in this liver, okay, deamination will take place. So what will happen, from the deamination, some substrates are formed, okay, the substrates, okay, that can take part in your Krebs cycle, okay. And what happens, in Krebs cycle, deamination means what, removal of ammonia, okay. And these are important, they part in Krebs cycles, and they are very important in glucose metabolism, okay. So this is very very important. And what product is formed from this deamination? Ammonia. Now ammonia is very very toxic, so that's how the blood gets filtered through this liver. So all these ammonia will be from this liver, the ammonia will be converted into urine, okay. So this is the role that the liver plays. The next thing I want to tell you, now I want to give you some examples, okay, like how glutamic acid is a kind of amino acid, okay. Glutamic acid will be converted into alpha ketoglutarate, okay, that's one of the Krebs substrate. Then here if you see aspartic acid, okay, or aspartate, aspartic acid will be converted into oxaloacetic acid, okay. Again, this is the same Krebs product. So, and the next thing is, if it also maintains, what it does is it maintains sugar balance or glucose balance or nutrient balance. So what it does is if whatever the glucose, okay, the complex sugar, it will be get converted into glucose. So before the glucose gets distributed, okay, through your heart to all the parts of your body, it sends the gastrointestinal tract, it first sends the glucose to your liver. So what liver does is, liver, it will there is a requirement to your body, okay. So it will adjust the requirement of your body, so it will send the glucose according to your body requirement. And what it will do with the rest of the glucose, it will convert this excess glucose into glycogen, okay. So when the glycogen will be useful, so whenever you are starving, at that time your glycogen will be converted into glucose, and the same glucose will be sent to your body, okay. So this is the important role this liver plays. The another thing is, uh, it also stores vitamins, okay. So when vitamins, you need vitamins very badly, that time also the vitamins will be provided to your body part. So these are the important things. So that's how the liver, they are actually it's a kind of gatekeeper that keeps, it's a quality control department, okay. So liver is a quality control department that checks, okay. So that's why whatever the substances that you are consuming, okay, if suppose some poisonous substances. So poisonous substances get detoxified. Then proteins, we have talked about proteins, some amino acids. Okay, some amino acids, the liver, it converts these amino acids into proteins, the proteins that are very very useful to your body. So the conversion takes place. So this is how the liver, then the liver sends this nutrients to your heart, and from heart it gets distributed to all your body parts. So after that, we'll see how the spleen. Okay, suppose this is your heart. Now the blood will be sent to your spleen. So spleen is very very important. Spleen is again, it's a secondary lymphoidal tissue. So it is important in filtering blood. So what the spleen does, spleen, it checks, okay, the old, okay, and malformed or aged or old malformed RBCs. So it keeps watch on these RBCs. So what it does is it checks all these RBCs which are old and malformed, and it sends, okay, this into liver. So what happens here, if you see, if you know the RBCs, okay, the structure here, there is a presence of hemoglobin chains. So heme, okay, there is a presence of heme, and there is a presence of globin. Globin are nothing but they are the polypeptide chains, okay, and there is a presence of iron center. So what it does is, the spleen, it recycles all these iron, okay, iron, it gets stored into the liver in the form of ferritin. Okay, and then the globins are also recycled. They are broken down into amino acids, and they are also recycled again. And what happens to your heme? Now your heme, okay, it gets converted into bilirubin from this liver, and the bilirubin is the waste product that gets excreted out, okay, through fecus. So this is how it works. Now we have seen about spleen. The next part we'll see about how the liver is how the liver helps in, if suppose this is artery, the artery provides oxygenated blood to your pancreas now. Okay, so pancreas, what pancreas do, it has a both the function, endocrine function and exocrine function. So if you see, it's a endocrine function, it produces hormones that are insulin, okay, insulin and glucagon. So here is your liver. Okay, so what happens is, from the gastrointestinal tract, okay, the liver will send the blood to your heart. Now the glucose, okay, now this insulin and the glucose, they are important in maintaining, the regulates the blood sugar level. So when the gastrointestinal, from this gastrointestinal blood, whatever the blood that is sent, okay, to your liver, the liver will send to your heart, and from the heart the sugar will be distributed to all your body parts. Okay, now if suppose there is a high sugar, okay, if there is a high sugar at this time, what happens is, the pancreas, they will start secreting insulin. Okay, your pancreas will detect, if suppose there is a high sugar, like no, when after your meal your sugar level increase. Okay, so sugar level, like it will be increased when your heart will send blood to all your body parts. So under high sugar conditions, the pancreas will secrete insulin. Okay, so insulin will go to your liver, then to your heart, and from the heart it will be distributed to all your body parts. So what this insulin does is, if suppose this is your cell, okay, and this is your channel, so what the insulin does is, insulin comes and it opens your channel, okay, for glucose uptake, and glucose will be taken by your cells. So basically, this insulin is important in lowering the glucose level in your body, because all the cells, they are ready to take glucose in. Okay, first of all the channel is closed, but when the insulin comes, then it opens all the channels, and then your glucose can be taken in. But if suppose if you suppose you are under starving condition, okay, at this time if there is a low sugar, okay, if there is a low sugar, then what will happen? Then the liver will send this sugar to your heart. The heart, from the heart it will be distributed to all your body parts. Then when your pancreas will detect the low sugar, it will send glucagon to your liver. From this liver, what will happen then? The glycogen that I have told you, that it stores your excess glucose in the form of glycogen. Now the liver will detect that it's a very very, like, your body is your body needs glucose at this